We're ready to go. Let's do it.
Yesterday, I made a requirement for everybody to get outside. Today, I'm making a requirement for everybody to stay cool while they're outside. Really, I am very bundled up. I'm gonna make this Facebook Live very fast because it is so cold across western Montana today. You can probably hear and definitely see the wind in this area, so it is very breezy. And with it being open burning season, it's extremely easy for those fires to get out of hand.
Nailed it!
Commute time, so we're not dealing with that during our commute this evening, mostly while we're sleeping. We see some light snow moving into the area. Our wind is going to pick up by tomorrow morning. Like I keep saying, if you have mountain travel planned, plan for a whole bunch of snow really every single day. I feel like this week is kind of a special occasion because it's going to be pretty warm out there. We might see you cranking up that AC for the first time this year. In some spots, this bridge is warmer than 112 degrees. And like I said, the air temperature is a lot cooler out here today than what we saw a few days ago with those temperatures in the 90s. Officially at the time of the year, I think we're switching the coffees in the morning from hot to iced. We're looking at a high of 81 degrees today in Colorado Springs.
Now, with an 11 breaking weather alert and your certified most accurate forecast, here's forecaster Brady Brewster.
Well, we have big changes moving into southern Colorado. That all arrives later this evening. That snowfall going to last us through tomorrow afternoon. As far as the impacts that we're tracking, some areas mostly closer to Denver, looking at some pretty decent snowfall. So potential road closures, possibly some flight delays, cancellations up towards that area. I mean, any uncertainty that we have with this storm, it could possibly shift a little further north, but those spots already expecting kind of, you know, the most snow out of this system anyway. So as far as who could see the most of this, areas highlighted in pink under that winter storm warning that does include Denver, includes to our northeast, but also areas like Monument. So northern parts of El Paso County could see a decent amount of snowfall from this system. These are where the biggest impacts are going to occur. Areas highlighted in blue, a little less snow, but still a decent amount possible. And that's going to include areas like Colorado Springs and towards Fountain. So hour by hour, we'll go ahead and look at this. We're seeing a lot of sun right now, but those clouds are going to start pushing in as we head throughout your late morning, early afternoon. By commute time, I think a few showers will be possible around Colorado Springs, maybe some rain, a mix of rain and snow around Pueblo and off onto the eastern plains. But mostly this is falling as we sleep tonight, which means by early tomorrow morning and commute time, looking at snow on the ground, also some gusty wind. And this is by about 10:30 tomorrow. Those showers don't really get out of the way until closer to tomorrow evening. So as far as those snow totals, we're looking at kind of a variation of those, but the areas further north, like we talked about, likely seeing some of those higher snow totals, maybe 4 to 8 inches in areas like Black Forest, Monument, Woodland Park, Cascade. Further south you travel, so around Colorado Springs, around 1 to 4 inches will be possible. That's kind of depending on where you are around the springs. So we're zooming in just a little bit more here. Air Force Academy, 3 to 6 inches, 2 to 6 around Rock Rimmon, areas like Briargate, downtown to over towards the airport, about 1 inch to 4 inches, and then a little further south towards Pueblo, you're looking at maybe a trace to 2 inches of snow, so a little bit less the further south you travel. But in addition to that, we're going to see some gusty wind tomorrow. Areas could see some 45 or so mile-per-hour gusts, so low visibility by that morning commute time, and those snow-packed roads likely as well. Temperatures cooling off into the 30s. We stay in the 30s really all the way through the end of the week in Colorado Springs.
DC Montana working for you. Wildfire threat.
Go!
You're looking at hour 60 of 80 hours of training for the Flathead Hot Shots.
Up. Down. One. Up. Down.
The basic truth about wildland firefighting is it is just back-breaking work.
The Flathead Hot Shots are just one of the 7 hot shot crews stationed in the Northern Rockies. There are right around 100 across the country, and their training is extensive.
The outsider perspective looking in would be, oh, they're just, we're doing that just to see people go through some, hard trials and tribulations, but it's the opposite.
A hot shot crew is made up of about 20 members, but it's not about the individual. One of the most important parts of being a hot shot is the teamwork.
If we don't come together as a team, fire is such a dynamic environment that we can't function.
The crews train for 2 weeks. They spend most of the first week in the classroom.
We kind of do a little bit of everything.
Since most hotshots have prior fire experience, the majority are refresher courses. They cover everything from CPR to chainsaw certifications and fire behavior. During week 2, that's when the physical training begins.
We have a hard time recreating a wildfire on the landscape, so the best we can do is recreate the elements that are that exist on a wildfire.
Sean Borgen's been a hotshot for 25 years and the superintendent for 7. He's seen his fair share of fires. He says while the training is physically demanding, the most important skills the crews learn are communication and working together. Matt Delaney, a hotshot for 8 years, says that's what keeps him coming back.
We need each other to watch out for each other's safety.
After the training is complete, hotshot crews can be deployed all over the country. They're known as nationally shared resources, which means they can fight anything and anywhere.
We do the same thing all other firefighters do. We just tend to do it with a very, very, very high frequency.
And Borgen says without those other fighters like smoke jumpers and heli-tac crews, the job would be a lot different.
We're all wildland firefighters, and there's a whole team of wildland firefighters out there. We can't just do it ourselves.
The message of teamwork extending much further than just within the Flathead Hotshots. In Hungry Horse, Brady Brewster, NBC, Montana.